Okay, so every SOC runs on state searches and dashboards, and they share two problems. The human still has to investigate every alert by hand, and the moment a field gets renamed, that automation is silently broken. Now, SentinelLoop is an autonomous SOC analyst that investigates for you on live Splunk data, and it heals its own queries when the schema drifts. So we are going to look, for instance, here we see that this live indicates that this is a desktop app that has been built. It's running live against real Splunk loaded with the boss of SOC version 3 dataset. Now let's triage this encoded PowerShell alert. So we are going to investigate this. When we investigate this, you're going to see it runs the inherited query first, but it also filters on a field that no longer exists, so it returns nothing, as you can see with the drift and the hill schema here. So it returns nothing, but a normal dashboard just shows empty and no one notices. The agent detects the drift, rewrites the query, and pulls the real data, the encoded PowerShell command. The next thing we are also going to notice is that from here, the autonomous LLM decides what its next query is based on what it just found. And every query is validated through the Splunk MCP server before it runs. Now it pivots also on its own and decides what else should be executed, who logged in, what else was executed, who logged in, and even calls Splunk's own machine learning to flag outlier hosts. The AI verdict, as you can see here, it was 80%, and it's 80% is a very high value, very obviously. It concludes on its own, and it also maps these events to MITRE attacks. With this particular one, it just shows you that nothing is automatic, because now I have to approve. I decide to approve or to execute, but nothing is automatic. I approve, and then it writes the verdict back to Splunk and logs an audit record. So the audit record is usually logged as human in the loop. So I'm going to approve this, and as you can see, that is it. That is what this application basically does. If you move over here to the settings, you see we can test the connection back to the live Splunk MCP server, and we see that this application is being tested against real data. Splunk, the real SPL, as well as through the Splunk MCP server, an agentic reasoning loop is running on free swappable models and shipped as a single offline executable that anyone can run in a single click, as you will see in my GitHub repository. This is all about this project, Sentinel Loop, and thank you for watching.